I could not live one day as a man. No way. Not only do men have to have themselves together, but they have to make sure the people that are following them are in order too. So he has to have eyesight not only for himself, but for everybody else around him. He has to lead everybody else, which means he does have to take his feelings and gobble them so that everybody else can lean on him. And I can't handle that. I want to be soft, I want to be coddled, I want to be taken care of, I want to hug. And I want a lot of grace when I make a mistake and I mess up. And a lot of women, we expect that other people give us grace. I mean, if I make a mistake, you should know that my emotions and my feelings got involved and I didn't mean it. But God forbid a man does that. I mean, society holds them to a certain standard, and God even holds them to a certain standard. I'm a woman, and I want to cry, and I want a lot of grace. I want people to cheer me on when I do stuff right. You know, when I think logically and it makes sense, people cheer me on for it as a woman, because it's unheard of when women hold themselves accountable and want to reach for a certain standard. You know, that's holy that God wants us to live by. But men don't get cheered on when they do stuff right. We just magnify when they do wrong, and when they do right, it was already expected of.
Ooh, man. Yeah. Yeah, this is a deep one right here, man. Um, I'll be the first one to say she is absolutely correct. Yep. She is absolutely correct. And that even though it sucks, I feel like everything has a trade off, right? So even though you're a dude, you don't have to bleed every month, you know. I guess, this is equally the same thing. It's just kind of like we're held to a higher standard in general. So, everything has a cost. But do I think that is right? No, I don't think that is right. I do think there are situations where we should be okay to make mistakes because we're still human at the end of the day. But I do understand because our bodies and our bigger frames, I guess, were made that way for us to handle more pressure on this earth. You got anything on that?
Well, I like to say that she's very self-aware. The difference between the dynamics between males and females, and she's aware that men and women are held to a different standard of how people look at things in society. And it's just that being a man, I mean, I guess it's me for me being born as one. I guess when I go by my everyday life, I don't feel like, oh, it's hard and I'm suffering. But the things that I do, and then, the things that I might tell other people is like, damn, you really doing that? It's people seem like, you know, they show like why they're more like impressed, or the more like they have some sort of gratitude for the things that you do, and also kind of like an expectation, like you said, for a man to able to be held responsible, because a lot society in general always hold men at a higher standard due to often for religious reasons. A man's supposed to be the leader and the provider, and he's able to hold in his emotions and be stoic in certain situations that need to be held. And then sometimes that could put a lot of pressure on men and how they go about this certain ways, because we always have something in the back of our head. It's like, man, if I'm going to do this, I have to do this the right way, and the righteous way, in order to have, or not only have respect, but also not people having a microscope under you because you wasn't able to do this certain task you was able to do. And and that within itself, being in a leadership position, you have to make sure, like I said, you hold frame and you're stoic, because sometimes as the leader, sometimes we start having being scared or having doubts. The people around you that like follow you, or like have some type of trust in you, that this starts to kind of falter, due to they notice that you're being bothered, or you're being scared, or like in a certain type of situation. So that's why it's kind of hard, because people don't want to be held responsible before a group of people, because that within itself takes work and responsibility. And it's like sometimes the guys just want to be lone wolf a lot, most of their things, because they don't have to worry about anybody else. But sometimes I mean, a man has to lead in certain areas, and it's like whether it's family, jobs, military, things of that nature that requires huge leadership to get something done.
Mm. Yeah, and I know too many I guess you could say, I don't think a lot of women would like her message. They'd probably look at it like,
Oh my God. Oh my God.
how dare she admit such truth? Pick me. I already know they go try to come at her sideways. But she spoke a lot of truth, man, for real. Like she really did. And it's nice to see that there are women out here who see the struggles that dudes go through when it comes to stuff like that. Because a lot of us, we suffer in silence because we're a man, right? We're not supposed to show emotions. We're not supposed to do certain things. So I get it. But like I said, me personally, if I was to be reborn again, I'd still want to be reborn as a man. Just in
Facts.
general. I'm just saying, just me. As long as I got my 2 arms and 2 legs,
Yeah,
let me have my full body too. But
a working body, a working strong body.
working strong body, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd still do it again. But it's just nice to know that there are people who understand, like we're not all treated equally the same way. Now, I think as society as a whole, we should be growing to where both sides are accommodated in certain ways, like there's benefits that men get, and there's benefits that women get. I just feel like the scales are not balanced. I feel like the women's scales up here, like they get a lot of more benefits than we do, and it's just like we don't really benefit as much other than what God gave us. And then as long as we're in the opportunity to let that power that we have, or that that frame that we have to go through life, if we're in a position where we're allowed to express it at its maximum potential, we'll live a good life. But if we're like in hard circumstances, sometimes you can have the talent, but you just don't have the right people around you to do it as a dude. So you end up, falling to the wayside, talent wasted or life wasted type situations. So there's also that. You got anything else on it?
I pretty much think that just man of society, just got to keep on striving hard and working hard. I mean, that's all you have to do in this world, pretty much, because what are you living for? I obviously have dreams and aspirations you want to do. Just make sure you have the drive and the willingness to do it, even though things might be hard, and never give up on your things that you want to do, even though people outside forces may say otherwise. And you know,
Mm-hmm.
just keep doing you.
Well, I guess if we ain't got nothing else, then I guess we can get out of here.
All right, all right. So, you guys enjoyed the video or have any comments you want to say about it due to our perspective, please leave in the comment section down below. So, once again, we appreciate you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell if you haven't already. If you guys have any recommendations or feedback, you hit us up on our social media or email down below. And we see you guys in the next video.
Peace.